Morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. I am super excited. I know we look kind of crazy, right? Good morning, Instagram. Good to see you guys. Y'all do me a huge favor. Instagram, if you can, tag somebody, share it out, let them know that Breakfast with the Brookses is live. YouTube, if y'all can do me a huge favor, especially if you're coming in the room and you guys are new to the community, I just want y'all to say first timer or I'm new or good morning or something. Let us know that you're in the building. For those of you guys who don't know us, my name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. And this lovely young lady right here is my beautiful bride.
Sheri Brooks Jr., author, speaker, relationship, and life balance coach. And it's great to be with you guys this lovely Saturday morning. So I'm rocking my fly bootsy glasses, baby. I'm back in the day. Remember when they had the albums and you cut it was perforated. They had the glasses on the album cover.
They had the glasses on. How many of y'all remember Bootsy back in the day? All my funk stars, y'all know what I'm talking about. What's going on? I think that's Jaheed. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Y'all do me a favor, Instagram, if you can, put your government name in the chat so I'll know how to greet you guys. But for those folks that are on YouTube, good to see y'all. Candace, good to see you.
Lynn.
Renee, good morning, baby. Today's conversation is going to be live. And we are starting off right off the break with the subject matter that people really, they don't understand it. I get it. Men, women, boys, girls, we communicate in our own language. We communicate the way that we understand things. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the elephant in the room, and particularly in the area of couples. So Sheri and I have been married for 20 years in a row.
20 long
years. And we both were married before, right? And in us being married before, guys, one of the things that I recognize, I'm going to turn this game down just a little bit.
Okay.
One of the things I recognize, babe, is that you and I, we kind of cheated a little bit because we were married before. I was married for 12 years prior to you, and you were married twice before me.
Right.
And oftentimes you and I say, you know, we kind of cheated. What do we mean when we say we cheated?
We had cheat sheets because I know for me, because I had failed miserably 2 times before, I knew all the things to do wrong to destroy a marriage because I did them in my first 2 marriages.
Right.
And so when we got married, basically it was like, if I just don't do what I did in the first 2, we'll be okay.
Yep.
And it was the same for you. There were things that you did wrong in your first marriage that you realized if you didn't repeat those same things,
100%,
that we had a running shot at this. We had a good opportunity.
I know
that we would succeed. And so when we say we cheated, that's what we mean is that we used our mistakes from the past to be able to create a blueprint for the future.
That's good. We say that again, because
we used our mistakes from the past to create a blueprint for the future.
We listen, guys. One of the things that I think, and as relationship coaches, we get to see this way too often, right? So between the two of us, we've written 7 books, but more importantly, we lived life.
Yes.
We have lived what we're talking about. And so there's the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between.
Right.
And what happens is hindsight, they say, is always what?
2020.
Hindsight is what?
2020.
Put that in the chat, guys. Put that in the chat. YouTube, put that in the chat. Hindsight is always 2020. But unfortunately, we don't live in hindsight.
Right.
We live in real time.
Right.
And so in us, I can't hardly see. I need to see your eyes. Let's put these up top for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's just switch.
I need my glasses.
Yeah, because I can't even read the chats. Let me just keep it 100. I'm old. But y'all get the point. So the reason why we wore the glasses, guys, is because we want everybody to understand.
We'll put them back on.
We'll put them back in a minute. Candace says, laugh aloud, just don't repeat the same mistakes.
Right.
See, here's the deal. Everybody passes the test if they have the answers.
Right.
If you have the answers to a test, there is no reason.
If you use the answers to the test.
Y'all see that? We already starting to talk pink and blue. We already start talking pink. So when I said that, what did you hear me say? Because I thought I
could have the answers to the test, but if I don't use them, I'm still not going to pass the test. So you could give me your notes for the test, but if I don't use it, I'm still not going to pass the test.
Wow. I get it. So this is what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about how to communicate. So in relationships, and I'm already there. Yeah, you done messed me up already. I'm just making sure that our microphones and everything is going well. She done messed me up already, guys. IG, listen. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. Great morning. Good to see you. Guys, listen to me really, really carefully. If you are just tuning in, I'm Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. IG, welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. This is my lovely wife, Sheri, and as relationship coaches and having been married for most of our adult life, either to each other or to other people, we have understood that there is this elephant in the room. When it comes to couples, there is this elephant in the room when it comes to communicating. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes men are going to communicate from their reference point or from their viewpoint or from the way they see. Right. So we had these blue glasses on. Cherie's got pink glasses. And here's what we know, right? I'm going to put my glasses up here. I'm going to put mine right here.
I can see now.
Oh, yeah. You can see now?
Yeah.
All right now. You know what I'm saying? So when we communicate the way we see the world, oftentimes people misunderstand us. So we're going to get into a couple of examples. I want you guys to just kind of click, I understand, I get it. If you get it, if you understand, give us a thumbs up. If you're with us, if this makes sense to you, I'm trying to keep you in the screen over here on Instagram, babe. I want you guys to just do me a favor, put a thumbs up in the chat, wave, do something, because we're going to talk about that. Love that cute giggle. I ain't messing with you, Candace. My sister's a mess. Teresa, you're right. Hindsight. Everybody put hindsight in the chat. Everybody sees clearly when you get a chance to quarterback it from Monday morning's perspective. Right. After the game is over, everything has calmed down. Now you can say, man, I should have did that differently. I know for me, okay, go ahead.
Right. You'll have those conversations with a person. You prepare yourself. You got to have a hard conversation with somebody. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Then you had a conversation and you be like, dang. I should have said this. I should have said that.
Right. Or I shouldn't have said this. Right. Oh my God, did I say that? Right. How many times have I come to you and I've said, babe, I just had this conversation. Should I have said that? Right. That's a little late.
Right.
To have that conversation, right? Because it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have, but it's over. So today I want to get into a couple of fundamental truths, baby, about why it is that you and I speak differently. If you haven't recognized, ladies, men are created a little differently than you.
Really?
Ladies, if you haven't recognized, our sisters, ladies, they growing up, like they just spoke a completely different language. Right. And unfortunately, what we didn't learn is the code to that language. I want you to put code in the chat. Put code in the chat. Nobody gave us a cheat sheet. Nobody gave us a preview. Nobody gave us cliff notes. Nobody said, when she says this is what she really means.
Like when she doesn't say this.
Like there are times where you'll say something like, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered. Mm-hmm. And I'll hear that as disappear.
Right. That's not what I'm saying.
See? Y'all hear that? What do you mean? You told me to leave you alone. You're frustrated with me. You're bothered with me. You don't like how I leave you alone. Don't talk to me.
Give me a minute.
And so what I do is I'm like, fine, I'm going to the gym, and I leave the house.
No, that means just give me a minute. Give me some breathing room. I'm not saying to leave the house. I'm not telling you to get lost. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, give me a minute. Just leave me alone for a minute.
See, y'all hear how that sounds, Catherine? I'm telling right. Look, it didn't come with instructions, and so I'm like,
you guys didn't come with instructions either.
So what do you mean by that?
Because you guys don't communicate effectively either. You don't speak our language.
Let me tell you something right now. Men say what they mean, and they mean what they say. When y'all come at us talking about, well, what you mean by that? I meant what I said. You said, well, are you going to the store? Yes, I am. Well, are you going right now? No, I said I'm going. So what that mean?
Okay, so you're right now, or okay, you're famous. You're.
We get into the real, y'all. She talking about you're famous.
I'll call. You'll be on your way home or something, and I'll be like, "How long are you gonna be?" Mm-hmm. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes is 30 minutes. 5 minutes is not 5 minutes.
Well, 5 minutes means to me, I'll be there soon.
That's not 5 minutes.
Well, 5 minutes says soon. 30 minutes is relatively soon.
No, it's not.
Y'all see how that goes? Y'all see how that goes, Instagram? Y'all see how that goes? So today, I'm telling you right now, this is hilarious. But this is what happens. And what I find particularly in our coaching practice, guys, by the way, you guys don't know, Sheri and I run an online coaching program. It's called MAPS, Marriages and Parenting Successfully. And it's there that we get the opportunity to work with, there she goes. She representing, I see. It's written backwards on Instagram, so we apologize for that. But it's MAPS, MAPS. It stands for Marriages and Parenting Successfully. And what we do there, guys, is that we created an online relationship academy where couples, parents, singles, men and women can come into different rooms and get group coaching on a very deep, systematic, structured level. And so if you're ever interested in being a part of that, go to the link in our bio, go to thecrcoach.com. Y'all do me a favor, put it in the chat on IG, put that in the chat. But the truth, Catherine said, 5 minutes is 5 minutes. Right. That's not what you said, though. Right. You see what I'm saying? I get it. But if y'all want to be a part of MAPS, do me a favor, just connect the dots, go to the link in the bio, go to the description, click the link. Somebody will put it in the description or in the chat, thecrcoach.com, THECR as in constant relationship coach.com, and we'll be happy to connect with you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this idea of what we need in relationships to survive. And I want you guys to hear this clearly. I'm going to take my glasses off so that you can take me seriously, because we get ready to get real serious in a second. Sheri, I think that most people fundamentally don't understand in relationships, men more than anything else need to be respected. Mm-hmm. And ladies, more than anything else,
need to be loved, need to feel loved.
And I'm glad you said it that way. What do you mean versus, you said feel. Why'd you interject that?
Because it's one thing for a person to tell you that they love you, but if their actions don't make you feel loved, then as a woman, we interpret that as not being loved. So there's a feeling, there's an emotion that goes with that. So for women, preferably we're all adults on here.
Yeah.
Even just to be intimate with a person, you have to, there's an emotion attached to that for women. Mm-hmm. Our switch doesn't just turn on and off. There's usually, a woman has to feel a connection in order to be intimate with a man, whereas a man, it's just going through the motions. It's not going through the motions. It's more physical. It's a physical act. Right. It's not an emotional act.
Right. That's a great way to put that.
And so
100%.
For women to be intimate with a person, and I'm not talking just sex, but just to be intimately involved with a person, there's an emotional connection that has to be there in order for you to have an intimate relationship with a person. And so that is part of that feeling loved. I need to be in the right space emotionally. I need to feel the love. I need to feel it. It's something. It's esoterical. It's something.
It's almost tangible. Like you can even though it's not physical, it is a feeling that you can legitimately connect with. Fellas, I often get to coach men who are saying, I love my wife, but I don't think she likes me very much. I love my wife, but I don't know why it is that she don't believe that. Right. And I'm often having to coach men and help them understand that, brother, I understand that you love your wife, because what I hear you saying is, I'll take a bullet for my wife. I'll run through a brick wall for my wife. I'll protect my family. I'll do what needs to be done. And I'll lay my life down for her. And a lot of times, men, we see that as a physical act, right? That's a physical thing that we will do. That's why we can equate going to work, making the money, bringing it back home, because our famous argument is, well, at least I provide for the family. I do what needs to be done. I'm out here, I'm hustling, I'm getting it, and you always have a problem, or you got a problem that I'm not here. I'm not here because I'm getting what we need to get in order to survive.
Right, but for a woman, she needs more than that. She needs that intimate relationship. She needs that feeling.
Yep.
We need that we need to feel that.
Yep.
The fact that you bring home a paycheck every week, that's great. I mean, that meets one of our needs, which is security. It provides security. But we also need to feel love. We need to feel the love in that. And that you don't have to, go it's little things that you can do to make a woman feel loved. It's not major things.
So, guys, I'm going to help y'all out. We're about 14 minutes in. We're probably going to be a few minutes this morning. So do me a favor, grab your notepads if you want to write down. We're coaches. We're not counselors. We're not holding your hands. We're going to give you some strategies, and we're going to put something in your hand, some things that you can do. Fellas, one of the things I want you to write down is that I have to show her. I can't just tell her.
Right.
Put that down. Write that down. Men, listen to me. I have to show her. I can't just tell her. Now, what you call showing her and what she calls showing her are two different things.
Right.
So when you, fellas, listen to me very carefully. When you decide that you want to love your wife, when you decide you want to love your significant other, your girlfriend, whatever the case may be, this can even be your mom or your sister, they need to feel like that's real. They need to feel like you're there. So for me, if I use me as an example, it's not enough for me to be building a business that's going to provide. It's also building a business that's going to provide not only resources, but time. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Because most women feel connected to us when we're spending time.
Right.
There's an intrinsic value in spending time that money cannot buy.
Right.
So there are times where I've learned over the last 20 years that it's not enough for me to, I may have had a major win, picked up a major client. It's paying major money. We're going to get a chance to do this in the future. Maybe we're going to go on a trip or whatever, something that you would like, but they ain't doing nothing for you right now.
Right, right.
That's not doing nothing for you today.
Right. I think that this all goes back to, and we talk about this often, is knowing your mate's love language. Mm-hmm. And when you know what their love language is, you're able to speak to them, and that's how you show them that you love them. It's more than just saying that you love them. So if your wife's love language is physical touch or it's quality time, you have to show her in that way.
Right.
That's how you would show her that you love her. But if you're just focusing on the tangible, on the providing, on being, these other things outside of what her love language is, then she's not going to feel loved, and her love tank is going to be empty, even
Absolutely.
though you feel like you're doing
100%,
but you're not filling her love tank.
So many of you guys may have heard of Gary Chapman. She's talking about the 5 love languages written in the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, and there are 5 basic love languages that people have, and that's how they love. One of them is quality time. The other is physical touch. The other is gifts.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. And what's the 5th one? Words of gifts. We said quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, and acts of service. Acts of service. So now, if you take that test, and it's free online, just Google 5 love languages and take the free quiz. It'll tell you what your love language is. Mm-hmm. It wasn't enough for me to know that physical touch, words of affirmation is my love language, and to be able to expect her to do that. Again, I speak blue. Mm-hmm. She speaks pink. And so I can say to you, listen, I'm not feeling the love. I don't feel like you love me. She doesn't understand and correlate that means that I just need you to hold my hand. That means I need you to tell me I'm doing a good job.
Right.
When she tells me, babe, I appreciate you for taking out the trash, what she's doing is she's speaking blue. Mm-hmm. She's speaking my language. And so we're going to talk to you guys a little bit today how to trade back and forth and be able to trade each other's sight or the ability to connect to each other by spending time long enough to understand where this person is. Here's what I know about languages. They can be learned.
Right. Just like you can learn any foreign language, you can learn your spouse's love language. 100%.
So guys, I'm going to go real quick and I'm going to share with you just really quickly. We're taking our men through a book called Love and Respect. Mm-hmm. And it's revolutionized how we treat our wives, how we're thinking. In our men's group on Sunday nights, we certainly want to encourage men to come and join and be a part of the MAPS community. Just click the link, thecrcoach.com, sign up for a discovery session, and we'd love to be able to get you in that room on Sunday nights, fellas, because what we're doing is we're drilling down on what they really need and how to give it to them. Does that make sense? And so now for me, I had to understand that if I'm going to love you, it needs to look a certain way. Right. It needs to sound like something. And one of the things that the book talks about is, and it really breaks down, and I want y'all to put this in the chat. He's not preaching. It's just a principle. Because all my people I ain't tuned in to be preached to. No, I'm not doing that. I just need to give you a principle. Does that make sense? So in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 33, the Apostle Paul writes, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself. And he's talking to men, obviously, and the wife must respect her husband. Here's what I do know that most of us have understood this concept, and that is that we need to have unconditional love for one another.
Right.
Here's the problem. Nobody understands the fact that we also need to have unconditional respect.
But he need to earn my respect.
And that's the problem. Because as soon as you put it on me to have to earn the respect, I am already working against the clock because, quite frankly, in many cases, that's something that just can't really be achieved on that level.
Right.
All out the gate. It can be learned, but if you're going to expect someone to automatically earn your respect, we all know that that takes time.
Right. And respect is something that you should respect your spouse. When you say I do, you're saying I do, and that means that I respect your position as my husband.
Right.
And so there's a level of respect that should come with that position automatically. Now, this does not mean, ladies, that he gets everything right. This does not mean that he does not make mistakes. But whether he makes mistakes, whether he, has some missteps, you still have to respect him as your husband.
Right.
You still have to respect him as your husband. Something that burns me up is that I'll see a couple.
I ain't heard that term in a minute. She said something that burns me up. Burns me up.
Burns me up. It's to see.
Because you burning up now this morning. That's why you got your sleeves out.
To see a woman out with her husband and she's talking to him in a demeaning manner, or she's snapping at him, and that is like the most disrespectful thing you can do. Now, if I have an issue with Glenn and we have a challenge, I'm gonna say something to him. I'm gonna talk to him, but I would never do that in front of other people. I would never do that.
You don't even do that
publicly.
behind closed doors.
No, I don't berate you. I don't talk to you in that way. We'll discuss the issue. But that is a when you disrespect a man like that, it eats at something inside of him. A man's ego, as much as we believe that men are strong, and they are strong, but their egos are very fragile.
Yep.
And when their wife, the woman that is closest to them, the person that is closest to them, the person that they've opened themselves up to, berates them or disrespects them, that eats away at something inside of them. And we as women have got to, and I know, we pride ourselves on being strong women, and there's a level of independence that we have and all that, but that does not equate to you disrespecting somebody.
Right. I want to jump in there real quick because I know that we got some people that's just jumping in on Instagram. Appreciate y'all so much. I don't mean to be ignoring you guys on Instagram, but we're talking to both you guys and our YouTube audience. Instagram, do me a favor. If this is something that's helping you, go to the link in our bio and subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's where we're going live, and we certainly want to interact with you a little bit more today. I want to read something that the book talks about, and it just blesses me. It says, when a husband feels disrespected, feels is the operative word, he has a natural tendency to react in ways that feel unloving to his wife.
Right.
Here's what I'm going to promise you. When men feel disrespected on any level, it will cause you to either fight or flight. When men feel disrespected, ladies, you need to fundamentally understand this. There's something in your man that when he feels disrespected, he'll either fight you or he'll leave you. And when I say fight you, I don't necessarily mean physically.
Right.
But he will go at you. He will come. There'll be an instant argument. There's this back and forth. You ever talk to a brother and immediately he gets defensive and it's like his guards just went up? You ever talk to a guy and it's like, but I was just saying, and it's like, whoom. He didn't do this literally, but you felt like, whoom, his guards just went up. That defensive posture often erupts out of a feeling of disrespect.
Right. And if I can jump in, and ladies, I'm going to make this real simple for you. If you're on a job and there's somebody on your job that's disrespectful to you, think about how you feel when that person is disrespectful to you. And how you put your guard up against this person. You be like, I ain't dealing with them like that no more. Or, I'm not, or they gonna come at you wrong and you gonna snap back a little bit. You're doing the same thing to your husband. Put yourself in his position. If you are being, slick at the mouth, if you saying little things.
Slick at the mouth.
If you're,
all them DC terms is coming out. My wife from Southeast DC, y'all. Shout out to Southeast DC. She said, slick in the mouth. Come on.
If you're talking to him in a way that's demeaning, if you're talking to your husband like he one of your children, if you're just not showing that you have any confidence in him, you're not giving him the respect due him in his role as your husband.
And we're going to break that down, guys, because I can hear some ladies now, baby, saying, but he has not earned that. I have a husband, listen to me, I have a husband that doesn't treat me lovingly. So I don't know how to respect a man who clearly is not loving me. And we're going to break all of that down over these next few weeks. But we're trying to lay out a framework so that you guys can understand, because one of the things, baby, I know people clearly get the idea, especially if you're a parent, that we need to unconditionally love, but they do not get the idea that respect needs to be given, especially in a couple's relationship. You need to be able to do that without having to make the person earn it. I want to go someplace really quickly if I can. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Okay, here's what I want you guys to understand, and we just read this earlier. Again, I'm going to talk about fight and flight for a second. Fellas, listen to me carefully. Your wife doesn't understand that when she does something that makes you feel like she's disrespected you, your wife does not understand that you want to fight. She doesn't understand that you want to leave. The way that looks, ladies, is that some men will just shut down. They won't say nothing, right? The way some men express their anger or their displeasure is that they say nothing. They get quieter.
Right.
They already don't talk that much, but then they really gonna talk. And in my case, I'll tell you, I'm not talking to you no more. Like Sheri, like we don't have any cut cards. We communicate at a very high functioning level. Mm-hmm. So when I'm feeling frustrated, I'm saying, babe, you know what? I'm going to stop talking right now because clearly I am not communicating clearly, and maybe I need to try this again. I'm getting frustrated, and this is not coming out right. So I'm not talking to you no more. Right. Not about that. And we're able to go to our corners. I want y'all to understand this is like a boxing ring. You're going to go to your corner and you're going to back up and you're going to regroup. But ladies, your men don't understand that when you say you need to be loved, that looks like something. So I want to go here, Sheri, and we're going to break this down a little bit. And then I'm going to ask you guys some questions if this makes sense. The question is, why do couples communicate in code? Right. So that you understand when a woman speaks pink, and a man speaks blue, what that really means is that we're speaking in code. We're saying one thing, but we mean another. We're saying one thing, but we want you to get another. And the question is, why is it that, and I'm going to read this right book. It just blessed me. It says, what I say is not what you hear, and what you think you heard is not what I meant at all. Ain't that the truth?
Right.
And it's because we're speaking in code.
Right.
And so if you're going to get this love and respect thing down properly, you're going to have to learn to decipher the code. Does that make sense? And one of the ways I want you guys to do, and I want you to put this in the chat, in order to decipher the code, you're going to have to be self-aware. Mm-hmm. Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. Somebody put self-awareness in the chat. If you are not self-aware enough to know that you do not understand the language that somebody's speaking, hence, you didn't get it. If you walk into a restaurant, remember we were in Miami late last year, and we went to a Walgreens or something to pick up some stuff because we were ready to go on a cruise.
Yeah.
And we walked in, and we go to pay for our things, and the guy just starts speaking Spanish. I think he lost me at hola, right?
And all I could say was no habla español, and he just kept speaking Spanish.
He just kept. He was. I guess he was greeting us.
I was like, I don't know what you're
What
saying.
else would you like? Is this all you want? Have you found everything you need? Like all the things that we would say,
right?
in English, and he probably was saying that. But guys, as far as I was concerned, he was speaking pink. And I didn't understand a word he said. Right. And so we looked at each other like, is he really going to keep talking? And we were like, we don't understand. And he was like, and
he would keep talking.
And he just kept talking. And that's the way it looks in relationships. It's like, babe, I don't understand what you're saying, but you just keep talking.
Right. Because we assume that people know what we're saying, or that we assume that they should know what we're saying. And I think that it takes work on both sides, because as the person that's communicating the message, you need to ensure that the person you're speaking to understands what you're saying. It's like I can't just throw something out there and assume that you know what I meant. And this is an exercise that you'll have to go through where 100%. You're going to have to get clarification to make sure that they understand you. So,
I'm gonna go right to what Roz said, and Roz said this right off the bat, and that's number 2. Roz, stop reading my notes. Number 2, we said number 1 was you're going to have to be self-aware. Number 2, here's what you learn how to do, guys. When you don't understand, you ask.
Right.
Stop assuming.
Right.
Put ask in the chat. Mm-hmm. That is a way to decipher.
Right.
If you think about deciphering anything, if you think about that word decipher just denotes you having to break it down. You're having to get clarity. You're having to get a communication breakdown is happening, and you need to be able to get clarity. You need to be able to have that thing cleared up for you. You got to ask. Mm-hmm. And what, unfortunately, here's what most of us do, Sheri. We don't ask nothing.
Right.
We just start filling in blanks.
Right.
Like, look, this ain't no multiple choice. Y'all just sitting there filling in the blanks.
Right.
Bruh, you already don't have the answer sheet. So what are you filling in the blank for? What are you saying? And I think that unfortunately, and I don't know, maybe it's 52. But I'm old. And I just ain't got time to assume anymore.
Right. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice when we assume, because that leads to frustration instead of me asking clearly. So when I'll go back to the situation I was talking about earlier. So if Glenn, he's on his way home and I'm like, how long are you going to be? And he says 5 minutes. I'll ask, so exactly where are you?
Stop right there. Say that again.
So exactly where are you?
Stop right there. Say that one more time.
So exactly where are you?
That word exactly means exactly. She's starting to decipher my code right now. Because 30 minutes, guys, is relative as far as I'm concerned. Like, it could be, it just means I'm kind of there. I'm around the corner. And when she says exactly, what is she asking, guys? Y'all put it in the chat. When she says, where are you exactly? Do me a favor. Instagram, put it in the chat. What do you think she's saying when she says, where are you exactly? YouTube, put it in the chat. When she asks the question, where are you exactly? What is she saying? Brittle Love, I love that. What street? I love that. Somebody else, what is she saying? When she says, where are you exactly? What is she saying? Where are you really at, Catherine? So, Catherine, that could be an actual place. I'm in the store.
Right.
What street? I am at the corner of H and L.
Right. I'm just leaving my mom's house, or I'm just leaving work.
Absolutely.
Which
absolutely.
is 15 minutes away.
Wilma says exact time and location.
Right.
I love that on YouTube. Wilma says exact time and location. What you're trying to do, ladies, is you're trying to decipher what do you mean when you say that. Because if you assume that 30 minutes is 30 minutes, here's what I'm going to tell you you're going to do. You're going to set yourself up to be frustrated.
Right, because then when he gets home,
oh my God,
I got an attitude. Because you said you were going to be here such and such time, and now you're not here. Now I'm feeling unloved because you taking me. You don't appreciate me. I told you we had plans for the night,
and the list goes on. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Like you don't care, and all the mind goes.
And we didn't mean none of that.
Right.
That wasn't our point. That was not the intention, guys. And I'm sitting here saying, really?
Right, that rabbit hole can get very, very deep based off of a simple misunderstanding because you didn't get clarification.
So I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'm going to say it's more than a misunderstanding. It's actually a miscommunication. It's a misfire. It's a misread. You were speaking blue, Glenn Brooks, and she was listening in pink. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk to you guys next week about the fact that not only do we speak in blue, but we also hear in blue. We're going to try and get into that next week. We're going to talk about like what you say and what I hear are two different things. Mm-hmm. And y'all need to get that. Mm-hmm. As coaches, I promise you. We have people that we're coaching, baby, and they come into the room all flustered and jacked up, and they're trying to figure out what in the world is going on, and he literally don't hear what you said.
Right.
He literally is not hearing.
Right.
That you said what you said, and it's clear to you. Mm-hmm. And now you're feeling like, so you think I'm stupid.
Like, ain't nobody say that.
That's what you think.
I didn't say that.
So you think I'm stupid, huh?
No.
So you saying I'm dumb?
No, I'm saying.
So you saying I'm just deaf, dumb, and stupid? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm saying, would you like for me to show you how to fix that?
Well, I mean, I already know how to fix it. I'm just not fixing it. I mean, what do you think? I'm dumb? I mean, that's what I do for a living.
Okay.
Y'all hear how that go? It just get cold, quiet, and it become a problem. Guys, I'm telling you right now.
You can alleviate a lot of frustration, a lot of stress in your relationship if you simply learn how to speak each other's code. And I say simply because once you learn this skill and once you've practiced it, it becomes second nature to you. And it will alleviate so much stress. The level of respect that you will show to your husband will increase. The level of love that you'll receive, the feeling of love that you'll receive, ladies, will increase because you both will understand each other. You'll be on the same wavelength.
Yep.
And often that's what the problem is. People are on different wavelengths. It's not a matter of people not loving each other. Most couples that we deal with, they love each other.
All day.
It's not a matter of them not loving each other.
All day.
There's a disconnect somewhere and they don't know how to find it.
So
oftentimes it starts with communication and being able to understand one another.
So guys, we're talking about the two elephants in the room, the elephants in the rooms of every couple. Generally it's two. And the elephant is, I don't feel loved and I don't feel respected. She's not feeling loved. And next week, we're going to get into some things relative to how you hear. I want to help you guys because, we have figured it out. Sheri and I often tell people that we've probably had maybe a half a dozen legit arguments in 20 years. And I know that sounds unbelievable or hard to understand. Anybody who knows us can attest to the fact that they probably have never heard us go in on each other, including our kids. And if so, it's been very few and far between. Right. It's not because we don't disagree. We disagree all day, every day, almost every minute of the day.
Right. But we've learned how to communicate it in a way that I'm not disrespectful to you and you don't make me feel unloved.
Just because I ask. I texted you the other day and I asked you a question. Do you remember what that question was?
You asked me how you were doing I can't remember specifically, but basically you were asking me how you were doing in regard to being there to support me. Being a support, and you're supporting me. So
let me give it to you because there was a particular word that I used, and I want to make sure that everybody gets it because this is some exercises that we're going through in the men's room in our MAPS group coaching environment for our men. There was a challenge issued by the guy who was. You want to pull it up?
I can pull it up.
By the guy who was leading the discussion. One of our guys, one of our trainers, one of our coaches in the room is leading this discussion. And he challenged all of us. He said, fellas, here's what I want y'all to do. I want you to ask your wives, this was last Sunday, over the course of this week, the question is, do you feel like I am loving you to the best of my ability? That's the question. Do you feel like I am loving you to the best of my ability? That was the question. And it was a challenge to men. And the reason why it was a challenge to us men, because we wanted to get on a page where we could ask our wives, ask our significant others, how do they feel about how we're loving them? Mm-hmm. The question was not, do you think I'm loving you?
Right.
That's not the question. The question is, do you feel like I'm loving you to the best of my ability? And you answered that question a little strange. The answer is a simple yes or no question, but what did you say?
I said yes and no.
Okay, and what did you mean by that?
I said you do a great job encouraging me, supporting me, and I'm trying to read what I wrote.
You want to read what you wrote, baby? My wife memory be sketchy sometimes. Y'all got to bear with her. She 54, or she'll be 50. Yeah, you just turned 54?
I just turned 54, yes.
Yeah, she older than me, y'all, so,
I said yes and no. You do a great job encouraging me and speaking my love language. You're doing a great job. And then
speak up a little bit. Speak up a little bit in the microphone.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't. And
okay.
I'm hoping that they can't hear.
I said yes and no. You do a great job encouraging me and speaking my love language.
Can you say that louder a little bit?
No. See, that's all. You're doing a great job.
I'm doing what?
A great job.
Okay. Now, what's the other part?
And then I said, it's only in seasons when I'm going through stress, like right now, because I have some family issues that are going on, that you tend to act as if things are normal because you handle stress differently than I do. Mm-hmm. And so you don't... I process my emotions differently than you. And I'll share a stressful situation with you, and you're like, oh, okay, you think I talked about it, I got it out, it's over. For me, it's not over. It's still a process that I have to go through. And sometimes you don't recognize that, and you expect, because you think like you process, that when I'm going through that, once I've gotten it out, that I'm good, and that I can just move on. Whereas for me, I may need a couple of days to process what it is that I'm dealing with. I may need, to sit and cuddle with me, you to just give me some sympathy as I'm going through that.
I'm laughing because
that's our little thing. Our thing we always joke about. You need some sympathy. You need some sympathy.
Some symphony.
Symphony. I need some sympathy.
Like
I need some sympathy.
Like the plant. Like she. And so she'll say, I need some symphony, not sympathy, but some symphony. And what she's saying is I need you to play the fiddle for me. I need you to tune up. I need you to tune in. I need you to harmonize with me. I need a melody because at this particular point I'm feeling disconnected. And I understand that so much so that when she said this, I said, babe, I'm going to do my very best to level up and give that to you, particularly in this time. And there was one tangible way that you told me that I could do that almost immediately, and that was not continue to lump things onto your plate.
Not to add anything else on my plate.
Because I think, well, what can I take off your plate? What can I get off of you? Because when I think stress, I think overwhelmed and your plate is too full. So what can we do? Can we delegate some things in the business? Can we, can I do more work around the house? Can I do what can I physically do? That's how men typically will think. And sometimes
because men go into fix it mode.
We go into fix it mode.
I don't need you to fix it.
And you didn't need me. So she didn't need me to fix it. She said, I just need you to just play my song and just give me a little. Just little, and so last night we went out and we just hung out, just us, and we played a little song and we just hung. And what I'm learning, guys, is that I'm deciphering what it is that she's asking of me so that I can do one thing, and that is give the woman what she needs. Next week, we're going to talk about love and respect and how it relates to your oxygen, to the oxygen in the room of your relationship. Many of you guys are not loving one another. Fellas, listen to me. When you don't love her, you're cutting off her oxygen.
Right.
Ladies, when you're not respecting or you're not able to respect this man, you're literally cutting off his air supply.
Right.
So we're going to drill down on that a little bit more next week, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Listen, if you're on YouTube, do me a favor, and if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel. We certainly want to be able to let you know we got other things that we're doing on our YouTube channel other than this live, and we certainly want you to know about those notifications when we go live. Instagram, do me a huge favor if you can. Go to the link in the description, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know that maybe this ain't, y'all are on Instagram for a reason. That's your platform. But if you could do us a favor, go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you guys can be on notice when we do go live there and when we're doing things there, because we won't always think about I'm not on IG like you guys are. So I want to make sure y'all are getting this, and so we want to help y'all out. I think this was a good chat today. Anybody in the chat, any questions? I need to breathe. I know that's right. Done. This was great. I like that. Roz has been going in all morning. Work it out for your boo, beloved only one. I know that's right, Roz. Roz is such a cheerleader. I love it. I love it. Empathy. Naturally you. I think that's
you.
That's is that Keisha? Who is that? Why does that name sound familiar? Who is naturally you? Y'all,
why you gotta emphasize that?
Because it says nap.
I know.
Naturally.
You just
I can't.
say it.
How do you say it?
Naturally you.
Naturally, that doesn't come out right.
Naturally
that doesn't flow for me. You see what I'm saying? Do me a favor, Instagram, y'all put y'all names in that chat so this old man can figure it out. Guys, we're gonna get up out of we're gonna get up out of here for the day. Know that we appreciate you guys. Always consider an opportunity of of gratitude that we get to come and serve you guys and hang out with you guys every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Tell your friends, Breakfast with the Brookses. We are live every Saturday morning at 8 a.m.
Shout out to Chesapeake. To Custom Homes of Virginia. You got me saying
yeah,
that.
right.
Shout out to Custom Homes of Virginia
over my head for YouTube. It stands for
lovely home for us to be able to broadcast live every Saturday morning here in Suffolk, Virginia.
Yeah, Custom Homes of Virginia.
Custom Homes of Virginia. You can go to their website.
Just Google it. I don't have it. We should probably put that up at some point. But Custom Homes of Virginia, great people. One day our house will look this nice. We got to get there. But I ain't mad. I love our spot, but we don't want this much house to be very. It looks good on camera.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful home.
And,
beautiful home.
Yep.
If you have a large family, or if you have a family. Or if you want to purchase a home and want to have it designed custom, they do a great job.
Ground
here
up
in the Hampton Roads area.
Absolutely. Guys, listen. Yeah. Oh, she said that's how you say it. Naturally you. Okay, I'm gonna get it right because that's your brand. I ain't messing with you, girl. Look, y'all be good. We're gonna get up out of here for the day. We got a lot on our plate. At the end of the day, guys, I don't care where you're going,
what you're doing,
but we all
need some help.
We be good. Be
Have
good.
a great day.
We'll talk soon.